Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. So yesterday we saw till mantra third, and basically we are seeing what here the Paravidya is being unfolded, it is expounded, and creation is being explained, that how the creation is coming from one Brahma alone, that Akshara Brahman alone. That is what is being said. Whenever creation is mentioned, why is it said? Not to emphasize on creation. Creation is said to emphasize that everything is coming from one alone. One alone is appearing as this many. That is the Tatparya. Whenever there is discussion on creation. So, mantra 1 started with how from fire there are various sparks are born, which are similar to nature to the fire. And in the same way, this Jagat is born, creation is born from this Brahma. How the nature of fire and spark is not different, although we think that we interpret that there are many sparks, essentially fire remains the same, and so also we see manyness in the Jagat creation, but that one element Brahman remains the same. This is what the Upanishad wants to show. So how will it show? Through that creation. Let's see, before the Brahman became many, let me go one by one. Let me not confuse Chandogya with this one. This Upanishad will talk about creation. So Brahma is the cause of the creation. Before describing the creation in the second mantra, then the absolute nature of Brahman, how is it? What is the Swarupa of this Brahma, of this Akshara Purush? That was being stated. Divyo Hyamurtaha Purushaha Sabahya Abhyantaraho Yajaha Apranaha Amanaha. So it is a Nirguna Swarupa. This is stated here in the second mantra. It is formless, it is complete, it is ajanma, it is apranaha, amanaha, shuddhaha, aksharatparaha. It is even superior to the maya, the undifferentiated cause. So that Swarupa of Brahma was stated. And then the description of creation starts from the third mantra. They want to show how Brahman, which Brahman? Brahman stated in second mantra that Nirguna Brahma is from that Brahman alone the entire creation starts. So from mantra third stated the causality of Brahman for the entire creation. That was the intent of the third mantra. In the third mantra, yesterday I was struggling a little bit for this in this Nama Rupa Bija Upadi Lakshitat. I'm going to give one more try. So what did the mantra say? Etasmat jayate pranaha manaha sarvendriyani cha kham vayu jyotirapah prithvi vishwasya dharini. So from this, etasmat, from this, tasmat, from what? From this Brahman, from this Akshara Purusha, jayate, are born, this prana, mana, sarva, indriyani, all the sense organs, and all the five elements, pancha mahabhuta. So here in this sentence, when we take this sentence, so usually in Sanskrit, when we are doing, how do we start to, translate or get a grip of the Sanskrit sentence? You pick up the dhatu first. Jayate. Jayate is the dhatu. Jayate, utpadyate is the dhatu. Is the verb. So you pick up the verb first. Is born. Then you ask to the verb questions. Then you get answers. Who is born? First of all, you understand who is born. The karta of the verb. The doer of the verb. Who is born? Prana is born. So then you get the answer you get is the the karta. So prana is born. Tasmat, from what is prana born? Etasmat. Then you get the answer etasmat. Don't worry if you don't, understand everything. I'm doing it for my purpose so that I land it on the Nama Rupa Bija Upadhi Arhitat correctly. But this is how you will be taught in the course, Rachita ji.
Yes, thank you.
So, Jayate, Kaha Jayate, Pranaha Jayate. How is it born?
Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
The concept of Maya doesn't come here, is it?
What do you mean? Concept of Maya doesn't come here.
Brahma is not the reason for this, for creation of these things. Brahma is independent. It is not. It's only the sakshi, and how it gets converted is through the Maya. Maya is the first thing. That's what we learned in Tattva Bodhana. And from Maya, which is consist of Sattva Rajatama, from there the other things like prana and
Is Maya independent of Brahman?
Is Maya is it's
Where it is called in Tattva Bodha, if you look into the definition, it is called Brahmashraya Maya.
Brahmashraya Maya. Yeah,
The
right.
emphasis there is, so Maya is your Shakti and Brahman is your Shiva. So Shiva and Shakti always go together. Shakti cannot work without Shiva. So Maya cannot work without Brahma. So Brahma is the very adhisthana of Maya. Maya cannot do its work without the adhisthana of Brahma. Maya is not so Maya has its base in Brahma. So even though, so that's the whole point of this whole creation, how it is described here, that Brahman becomes a Vivarta Karanam. Brahman is not the Karanam in the primary sense, but then we have to go step by step, right? We have to go step by step. And what you learn in Tattva Bodha is the gist of all the Upanishads. It gives you the prakriya, the method. So here the Upanishad will not go through all the steps, because the Tatparya of Upanishad is not in creation. Right? So the Tatparya of Upanishad is what? In showing you that how one alone is appearing as this creation. So it is not going to go through each and every steps.
In
Uh,
fact, it is to tell that there is no creation. It's just as though,
yeah,
right?
it is as to a creation. So sparks, are the sparks born? No. Spark is your concept that there are many sparks. It is Namadheyam. Right? The whole creation is what? Vacha Rambhanam. That is the Tatparya of this thing. But are you able to take, everything that you see as just, an appearance? No, we are not there. So then the Upanishad has to take us one by one from there. But what does it want to show? It wants to show that from this Brahman alone, from this Akshara Brahma, Nirgun Brahma, this whole creation came. And that's right. Although Maya has a part, but Maya doesn't work independently. Maya has its ashraya in this Brahman. If Brahman is not there, Maya cannot do its role. Maya is just a Shakti. Shakti rests on what? Shaktiman. Uh, so, uh, so in that manner, yes, Brahman is the Karanam. But it will be said in the 10th mantra that after all, what kind of Karanam is Brahman? Is it a Parinami Karanam? Is it like Brahman is becoming this creation? It is not a becoming. It is a Vivarta Karanam. It is a projection, like in dream. So in dream, how I am the Karanam, how I am the cause of the entire creation of the dream world. And in that manner, so how is the creation? Not like pot and clay. But how is the creation? It is like Rajju circle. It is like rope snake. That's what Swamiji, and perhaps in the mantra it will be said. I think Swamiji is unfolding in 10th mantra. So that comes in 10th mantra. But we are here. So starting from where we are, where are we? We are taking duality as real. So the Shruti has to walk us through all the steps. And yes, in we have to recollect what we kind of, study in Tattva Bodha. If we get stuck somewhere, if we get stuck that, okay, Tattva Bodha said this, here it is not saying all of the steps. Tattva Bodha said, from Maya, all this is created. Here it is not. So then, then we have to gather ourselves that what is the Tatparya even of the Tattva Bodha. Even there in the creation, when describing the creation, what was the Tatparya of Tattva Bodha there in creation? Or that Brahmashraya Maya, where was its Ashraya? In Brahman. So at every step, we started with so many steps, right? In between Brahman and the final step. But how far is the effect from the cause? You add infinite steps, but how far is the effect from the cause? Sudhirji?
Yeah. How
Zero
far the
steps, right?
No steps.
How far is cotton from the cloth?
yeah.
Cotton is the cloth.
Hmm.
There is no distance.
Hmm.
So even
Okay.
though Maya may be an in-between factor,
Hmm.
how far is the effect from the cause? It is not
It,
far. Cause
not,
alone is appearing as the effect.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. Understood.
So this should not be forgotten. This
Yes.
should be, so in all the lectures, there are some things which you have to catch on. And so you listen to everything, but you should not, that tatparya should not fall away. So you should hold on to the tatparya, that one or two important key messages, and you should hold on to that. And just as that Arjun's eye, you should always stay focused to those couple of ideas that will stay you grounded to how the Shruti wants you to walk ahead. And that will bring about a change in our way of thinking. So ultimately, why do we study Upanishad, etc.? Because so far through our lifetimes, we have developed a pattern of thinking. So it is not just understanding of the mantra and what it wants to say. The Shruti, through the way Shruti is presenting things, through the way it is presenting logic before us, it wants to change our way of thinking. And only when we change our way of thinking, then we will be able to see what Shruti sees. What does Shruti sees? Shruti sees one. One alone in the appearing manyness. What do we see? We see many. So from that many to one, to arrive at that, we have to now start thinking like the Shruti. And so Shruti is our pramana, and Shruti presents sometimes logic to make us. Why does Shruti use logic? Because our mind has come up with conclusions based on some logic. So that we drop our logic that we so far have developed, Shruti comes up with her own logic, so that we are able to drop the logic we concluded so far with, and we can adopt the logic that now Shruti is presenting. That's the whole mechanism of how this pramana works. You know, how we study, how does an eye see, how does our eyes see? So there's a whole physics behind it. And so also this is the physics behind how this pramana called Shruti works. So this is our pramana. These Shruti is our eyes and ears, and it uses the logic to make us drop our pseudo logic and ingrain this one tatparya, one commitment that the Shruti is after, and that is that there is one thing alone. What is Ishvara. That is all that the Shruti wants to communicate. The Shruti wants to communicate what is Ishvara, and that Ishvara is your Swarupa. You are not different from that Ishvara. This is what the Shruti wants to communicate, that you are the cause of the entire creation. Why? That there is no creation, there is only one. But you see this creation, then the Shruti says Brahman is the cause of creation, but you are not different from Brahman. So ultimately, when the Gnanam should happen, what is the Gnanam that should happen? That I am the cause of this entire creation. Just like when I wake up from a dream, I can say what? That I was the creator of this entire dream world. So also, when I wake up from this dream of Ajnanam, ignorance, I should be able to appreciate that I am the cause of this entire creation. Coming back to mantra 3, what I wanted to clarify was, so yasmat etasmat eva purushat namarupa bija padilakshitat jayate utpatyate avidya vishayah vikarabhutah namadeyah anrutatmakah pranah. Then Shruti is quoted, vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam anrutam iti shrutyantarat. So basically, they want to say how an effect is namesake and the cause is real. That is what it wants to convey. And the sentence is conveying that jayate. What is jayate? What is born? Pranaha is born. From what? Prana is born from this Purushat. So the creation, the description of creation is starting, right? So from which Purushat? From the Purusha that was described in Mantra 2. Important. That from that Nirguna Brahman alone, from that Nirguna Purusha, Akshara Purusha alone, this Prana. What is Prana? It is form. From that formless, a form is born. Important. From that formless, a form is born. How can form be born from formless? So 10th mantra will say. Right now it will continue. 10th mantra will say what? It is an appearance. And here also it will be said, just as in the Swapna, this Devadatta who was without a putra, in Swapna he became with putra. But when he woke up from the Swapna, did he remain Saputra? Did he remain a person having a son? No. He realized that he was never Saputra. He was never with the son. That Saputratvam, that uh, his seeing of his having a son was what? An illusion. It was just an appearance. It was not the reality. It was not absolutely real. It was real when he was seeing the dream. But when he woke up from the dream, that reality got dropped. Uh, so, so in the same manner, here also, uh, this sapranaha, it is not purushat, is not sapranaha. It is not with possessed of pranaha. So from that purusha who was apranaha, as though the purusha becomes sapranaha. But does it become sapranaha? No, it doesn't become sapranaha. Why? Just as this Devadatta doesn't become Putravan, doesn't become possessed of a son, uh, just because he saw a son in his dream, he doesn't become possessed of son. So also, just because this prana appears during this creation, it does not become sub-prana. It does not become the one possessed of prana, because the degree of reality of prana, the effect and its cause, the purusha, is different. They enjoy a different degree of reality, and so you cannot say that the purusha is possessed of prana. So this prana is born from this purusha, from this formless purusha. And then all this nama, rupa, bija, upadhi, lakshitat is the adjective to that purusha. What kind of purusha? So that purusha, do we see the purusha? Do we see the purusha, formless purusha ever? No, we don't see the formless purusha ever. And we will never see the purusha uh, as, as an entity. Then what? Lakshitat. It is inferred. Purusha is always inferred. Satya is always inferred. From what? Mithya. When we encounter the Mithya, from that Mithya alone, from that uh, changing entities alone, we infer that there is a changeless basis, because of which these things, this changing thing, are being supported. So, Lakshitat inferred, so this Purusha is inferred by the Upadhi. You know what the Upadhi is, right? Just as that, think of the example of crystal and that red cloth. How the red cloth becomes the Upadhi. Why? For the crystal. Why? Because in the proximity of red cloth, uh, or in the proximity of the red cloth, uh, in proximity of that crystal, it imparts its attributes of redness to the crystal. And so also upadhi is that which, when in proximity of something, imparts its attribute to that something. So like that red crystal, sorry, like that red cloth, when in proximity to the crystal, imparts the redness to the crystal. So this red cloth becomes an upadhi for the crystal. And the green cloth becomes upadhi for the crystal, because green cloth also imparts greenness. So also this upadhi, which upadhi? Uh, Upadhi of Nama Rupa and Bija. Uh, so by this Upadhi's name and form, and its seed. What is its seeds? Maya. So even by Maya, even by this Upadhi of Maya, by this Upadhi of causality, what is inferred? Purusha. That Akshara Purusha alone is inferred. So that is just an adjective to the Purusha. What is Purusha? Purusha is something that is inferred uh, from the Upadhi or by the Upadhi. Which kind of Upadhi? The Upadhi, namely all these names and forms that we see in front of us. And the Bija. What is the Bija of all the names and forms? The Avyakruta. What is that? Maya. Sudhirji, your Maya. Okay. So all the names and forms, and that Maya is the Upadhi of which Purusha, that Purusha, from that Purusha is born this Prana. Okay. So now we will proceed. I just wanted to communicate that, because I had not clearly communicated what that Nama, Rupa, Bija, Upadhi, Lakshitata, how that should be understood.
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
So then the Upanishad proceeds in the fourth mantra. What is the intent of the fourth mantra? The Vishwarupa, the cosmic form, is shown. And some of these mantras can also become, you can also meditate upon this. So, although this is, you may think that it is creation, let us skip all this. Many of these mantras can be used for meditating, and that way our mind will expand in, in in visualization, in just getting associated with that totality. So you can use some of these mantras for meditation. So Brahman is the indwelling self of all the living beings. That Brahman, what is its cosmic form? The Brahman, which is the indwelling self of all the living beings, what is its cosmic form? That is being stated in fourth mantra. What is the fourth mantra? Agni Murtha Chaksha. Okay, I always forget. Agnirmurtha Chakshushi Chandra Suryau Dishashrotre Vagvivrutascha Vedaha Vayuh Prano Rudayam Vishwamasya Padbhyam Prithvi Yesha Sarva Bhutantaratma. So the cosmic form is shown. What is it? Agnir Murdha. Agni is the head. Agni is what? Agni should be interpreted here as heaven. The heavens is the head. So this is similar to the description in Purusha Sukta. What is Purusha Sukta? Which I'm sure Swamiji must have quoted in this Sahasrashirsha Purushah Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vishruto Vritva. That is Purusha Sukta. Similar to that. So Agnir Murdha, the Swarga is the heaven of whom? So and this one cosmic person is as though imagined, of whom Swarga, heaven, is the head. What is the eyes? Chakshushi, eyes are Chandra and Surya. These illuminaries of moon and sun are the eyes. What is the ears? Who are the ears? Dishaha Shrotre. These directions are the ears of whom? Vag Vivrittascha Vedaha. And this well-known Vedas are the speech of whom? Vayuhu Pranaha. This Pranaha is the or this Vayu is the Pranaha of whom? Wait a minute. And the whole universe, Hridayam Vishwasya, and the whole universe is whose heart? So what is its heart? The entire universe. Padbhyam Prithvi, and from this cosmic person's feet, what is born? Prithvi, this earth. This earth is born from the feet of this cosmic person. This cosmic person, he is indeed Eshaha Sarva Bhutantaratma, is the indwelling self of all the living beings. You see, first of all, the cosmic form is imagined. This cosmic form of comprising of this head of Swarga, these eyes of moon and sun, directions are the ears, this Vedaha are the speech, meaning of what? This Mundakopanisad also becomes the speech of this cosmic person. So it is not coming from Shruti. What is Shruti? Shruti is the speech of this cosmic person, this uh, Saguna Brahma. So here in
What are ears, you said? I didn't hear that.
Disha, directions.
Oh, directions. Okay, thank you.
Directions. So, so the Mundaka Upanishad being in the Veda, that becomes the speech of this cosmic person, the Saguna Brahma. Cosmic person is Saguna Brahman. So when the Shruti is the speech of a cosmic person, then what is the reverence we will have for whatever is said in the Shruti? And with that attitude, it is said that whatever is said in Shruti is Pramanam, because it is the very speech of this Ishvara, of this Brahman. Vayuhu is the Pranaha, Vishwam, this entire universe is his heart, and from its feet this earth is born. And that cosmic person, from which of which all these are the characteristics, that is the indwelling self of the entire of all the living beings. Meaning what? Indwelling self of all the living beings means he's the self of all. Meaning what? Is equally present in all of us. Meaning what? That cosmic form is present as my Atma, as myself. So where should I look for that cosmic person? Outside? Should I imagine outside? I'm imagining, right? That when I'm speaking, what are you imagining? That this cosmic person has heaven as his head, and this eyes, and this eyes are Chandra and Surya. Where are you imagining it? Or how are you imagining it? As if the cosmic person is outside you. So then the Shruti comes back, Sarva Bhutantaratma. That cosmic person, where is he? He is the indwelling self of all the living beings. Where is he? In you and me and all of us. As Sarva Bhutantaratma, as the self of all. So where is this Purusha? Is the Purusha different from Atma? No, that will be said in 10th mantra. So from this Purusha alone, everything is born. Will be equal to from this Atma alone, everything is born. That will be stated in 10th mantra. Why? Because this entire creation is what? Appearance. But that will be 10th mantra. Before that, how can we appreciate this cosmic form? As bhakti, as upasana. We can appreciate this cosmic form as the Swarupa of this Saguna Brahma. We can meditate upon that. We can identify with this Saguna Brahma, and in that manner we can our mind can get associated with that totality. That this totality alone is myself and the self of all. And because it is so, then there is no basis for the raga and dvesha that we have in our life. Just a side note. Coming back to Bhashya. So, Sankshepatah Paravidya Vishayam Aksharam Nirvishesham Purusham Satyam Divyohyamurtah ityadi na mantrena uktva पुनः तदेव सविशेषं सविस्तरेण वक्तव्यम् इति प्रववृते. So, first let us take this much. Sankshepatah, in brief, Paravidya Vishayam Aksharam. The subject matter of Paravidya is Aksharam. And what is that Aksharam? Nirvishesham Purusham, which is devoid of any characteristics, which is devoid of any attributes, that is a better word. That Purusham is Satyam, is the absolute truth. This was communicated through the Mundaka Upanishad, second mantra, second chapter, first mantra, second chapter, first khanda, and second mantra. What? Divyohya Murtaha. This was stated in capsule form, in briefly, through that mantra. Ityadina mantrena, through that mantra. Having said that, uktva meanings, having said that, punaha, again, tadeva, that Brahman, Parabrahman alone, that Purusha alone, that Akshara alone, savishesham, vistarena, vaktavyam, iti pravavute. That Brahman alone, along with Visheshana, along with attributes, will be expounded. In order to expound that in detail, the subsequent the Shrutis unfolding starts. This creation starts. because creation is what? Savishesham. So the Upanishad wants to describe the Purusha in what manner? Along with some attributes. Creation is what? Attributes. Karanatvam of the creation is what? Attribute. So, but where is that coming from? Aksharat, which is what? Nirgunam, Nirvishesham. So Shruti wants to right now dwell on this Savishesham, this creation, and so it is describing it in detail. So it is engaging to describe that in detail. Why? Why does Shruti do that? It has already said it in capsule form. Now, why does it want to expand on it? Reason is given. Sankshepa vistarokto or Sankshepa vistaraha uktah hi padarthah sukh adhigamyah bhavati Sutra Bhashya Uktivat iti. Because when a thing is communicated in capsule form and then expounded in detail, Sankshepa Vistaraha. Sankshepa is in brief, Vistaraha is in detail, Uktaha means said. When something is said or unfolded in this manner, then indeed that becomes, that padartha, that entity becomes sukha adhigamyaha. It can be understood in very well, easily. It can be understood easily with ease when it is described in this manner. Sutra Bhashya Uktivat. Just as first something is said in capsule form and then it is Bhashya, it is commented upon. So in Bhashya also, Bhashyakara does sometimes, he explains something in sutra form, sutra meaning capsule form, and then he comments upon it. He does a bhashyam upon it. He expands on that idea. So for that reason, Shruti also describes this Savishesham Brahman in detail. Yah yo hi prathamajat pranat हिरण्यगर्भात् जायते अंडस्यान्तः विराट so let us take this much first. The sentence is not complete, but so that yah means that which is indeed prathamajat, which is indeed the firstborn. Prathamajat is the firstborn. What is that? Is indeed pranat, is the prana. The firstborn is what? Prana. So prana is shown as the firstborn. What is that prana? What should the prana be understood as? The regular prana? No. The prana here should be interpreted as Bhashyakara says Hiranyagarbha, because we are talking about the totality. And so the firstborn of in the totality is Hiranyagarbha. What is Hiranyagarbha? The totality of the Sukshma Shariraha. Right? So see how important Tattva Bodha is. What is Sukshma Shariraha? The subtle body. And the totality of that, of all the Sukshma Shariraha is the Hiranyagarbha. It is basically an infrastructure which gives capacity for all the subtle bodies in the universe, in this world or in any world. That is called Hiranyagarbha. And who is that Hiranyagarbha? Hiranyagarbha is also labeled as Prana. Who is that? Prathamajat. He is the firstborn. So that which is this firstborn Hiranyagarbha, from that Hiranyagarbha, Hiranyagarbha Jayate is born Andasyantara Virataha. From that is born Just give me a second. This Virat Purusha, which is prevalent or which dwells in this Brahmanda, in this cosmos. Undersyanta will translate it as the cosmos, the Virat that is dwelling through or within or in this cosmos. That Virat is born from what? From this Hiranyagarbha. So that in between step Bhashyakara is explaining.
Virat is the individual and Hiranyagarbha is the totality, no?
Both are total, but
Both are total.
Hiranyagarbha is the totality of the Sukshma Sharira, totality of the subtle body, and
Okay.
Virat is that gross form.
Okay.
Virat is the totality of the gross form.
Okay. So it's saying that first the subtle, the totality of subtle was born, which we call Hiranyagarbha, and then
Yes.
from Hiranyagarbha, the totality of the Sthula Sharira was born, which we
Yes.
call Virat. Okay.
Yes. And where was that Hiranyagarbha born from? Prana,
Brahman.
where was from that Brahman? Yes, that should not be forgotten. So, of this creation, this pattern, saha tattvantarittattvena lakshyamanah api etasmad eva purushat jayate etanmayah cha iti etad artham aha. Tam cha vishinashti agnihi dyulokah. That we will do later. We will do this much first. So saha tattvantaritatvena. Saha means what? That Hiranyagarbha, that prana. So even if that prana tattvantaritatvena, even though it may be presented as different in its essence, in its tattva rupa, in its nature, as possessed of attributes, right? Hiranyagarbha is presented as what? In essence, as possessed of attributes. It's the totality of all the subtle body. So in tattva, in its essence, it is presented differently. But still, lakshyamanaha, what is intended to be conveyed? That this Hiranyagarbha, possessed of the capacity of all the forms, this api, etasmat purushat, this is born from this purusha alone, from this aksharat purusha alone. Etanmayah cha iti, and this is etanmayah. This Hiranyagarbha is also how is he? Etanmayah is of the swarupa, is of the nature of this very Purusha, of this Akshara Purusha. His nature is also not different from this Akshara Purusha.
So here, sa, does that mean Virat or the Hiranyagarbha?
Good question. Saha, we can give me a second. It should be Hiranyagarbha technically. Because the mantra is Bhashyakaraha. Yes, it should be Hiranyagarbha. But usually the Saha is represents to the one which is closest, which is Virat. The
Which would
closest
be
is
Virat,
Virat.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But is Hiranyagarbha not present in Virat?
No, not at all. It is. It is present. So that's why I said, is it both?
So when we take Virat as Saha, then both Hiranyagarbha will also be accounted and Virat will also be accounted for.
Yeah.
So we will take Virat as Saha. So that Virat, this cosmic form, is in its essence, although it seems different, Saha is Virat. Therefore, Saha is Virat. And still, it is born from that Purusha alone. And it is of Etanmayaha. It is of the very nature of that Purusha. Or that Purusha alone is the very Swabhava or Swarupa of this cosmic form. Tam cha vishinashti. So this is what the Shruti wants to expound. And for that, it starts with this mantra. So this is important. What is the tatparya? That sangati that Bhashyakara gives before explaining, that we should hold on to. That saha tatvantari tatvena, even though this cosmic form by Swarupa, it seems to be gross and with attributes, still what is the intention, what is the lakshyamanaha, what is the intention of the Shruti? That this as well, that this cosmic form with attributes is also born from this Purushat alone. So Virata Purusha, this cosmic form, is also born from this Purushat alone. And its Etanmayaha is Swarupa wise. Also, it is not different from this Purusha, just as by nature these sparks were not different from the fire. So also in by nature, uh, Swarupa, the Swarupa is not different from this Akshara Purusha. This the Shruti wants to Vishinashti, wants to expound, and thus it starts this mantra. Sorry, I dwelled quite a lot on. We haven't moved ahead, but we will try at least to do this first fourth mantra, fourth and fifth. Let's start with the fourth at least. Tam cha vishinashti. So that is expounded. Agnihi. Agnihi of the mantra expounded as Dyulokaha, heaven. Shruti is quoted. Why is Agni interpreted as Dyulokaha? So Bhashyakara gives Asau Vavalokaha Gautam Agnihi iti Shrutehe. So this heaven is the Hey Gautam. In Chandogya Upanishad somewhere it is said, the Shruti says, Hey Gautama, this this heaven is the this say this heaven is the Agni, the Swargaloka. This Swargaloka, this Swargaloka meaning heaven, is indeed the heaven. So this Shruti is saying, and so Bhashyakara is just taking a support of interpreting Agni as Swarga based upon that Chandogya Upanishad Shruti. So then Murdha, so Murdha word is explained. Yasya Uttama Angam Shiraha. So Murdha meaning the head, which is the foremost, the supreme part of our body, that is called Murdha, which is what? The head. Then Chakshushi, Chandrascha Suryascha iti Chandra Suryaha. Chandra Surya. So what is Chandra Surya? Chandraha, moon, and sun are the eyes of whom? Chakshushi. This is called Chandra Surya. Yasya iti sarvatra anushangah kartavyah. So everywhere we should supply this yasya iti, of whom Swarga is this head. So Agni Murda Yasya. That Yasya we should supply everywhere. Agni Murda Yasya, of whom Agni is the head. Chakshushim Chandra Suryam Yasya.
Is
Yes.
this Hiranyagarbha's explanation, or is this Virat's, or is this Brahman?
Technically everything, but it is Virat. So Agni, this is Agnir Murta Chakshushim Chandra Surya is a Virat cosmic form. Because Hiranyagarbha is what? Subtle.
Subtle. So
Hiranyagarbha
no appearance. Okay, got it.
Cannot perceive Hiranyagarbha through all sense organs. So
okay.
So this is a description of cosmic form Virat.
Okay.
But within the Virat, this Hiranyagarbha will be present. Like within our gross body, Sukshma Sharir is present and Karana Sharinam is present.
Yeah.
So that is understood, but the description is of the Virat.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, Chaiti, we should supply everywhere that of whom the this moon and sun are the eyes. Asya iti asya padasya vakshymanasya yasya iti viparinamam krutva. So in the Upanishad, in the mantra, there is this asya pada, Vishwam asya padvya. In the second line, Vayu pranaha hridayam vishwam asya. So this asya is appearing. So the Bhashyakara is telling that this asya pada in the mantra, by that word, what is intended to be conveyed is yasya, of whom. So asya, of this, asya meaning of this. So Shruti is telling as if Shruti is showing us that cosmic form and telling of this. And so we should in our mind understand it as what? Yasya, of whom. So viparinaming krutva. So transforming that of this word into of whom. We should understand this this mantra. Supplying this yasya everywhere. Further, dishaha shrotre yasya. So see again yasya is supplied. So dishaha, directions are the ears of whom. Then vak vivrutaha cha udghatitaha prasiddhaha vedaha yasya. Vak, speech, vivrutaha cha udghatitaha. So vedaha yasya. The well-known vedaha is the speech of whom? Of that cosmic form. The well-known prasiddhaha udghatitaha meaning prasiddhaha, well-known. What are well-known? Vedaha. This Vedaha, this well-known Vedaha are the speech of whom? Further, Vayuhu pranoha yasya. This Vayuhu, this air, the cosmic air, is the pranaha of whom, is the life of whom. Hrudayam antahkaranam. Hrudayam meaning the antahkaranam is what? Vishwa is this entire universe. What is Vishwa? Samastam Jagata. This entire universe. Asya yasya iti etat. Of whom this entire universe is the Hrudayam, is the Antakaranam of that cosmic form. Sarvam सर्वं हि अंतःकरण विकारम एवं जगत. Everything is the modification vikaram. Everything is the modification of this antahkarana alone. This entire jagat is the modification of this antahkarana alone. Manasya eva sushupte pralaya darshanat. Just as in the sushupte, or everything is the modification.
It's more of resolved than modification, no? Just like in Sushupti,
Yeah,
everything
pralaya
is resolved.
darshanat. Yes,
Ah,
yeah, it's a liar.
yeah. It's resolved into Brahman.
Everything is resolved just as the mind of the mind. There is a adarshanat in pralaya. In sushupti, it is resolved in. Yeah, that's right.
My Sanskrit understanding is increasing with this Bhasya and the camp here.
That is the intent. That is the intent. That Sanskrit will improve. So, Madhuji, you
Yeah,
don't have to be
Pushtuji,
scared.
just a minute. It is given as a modification only.
Yeah, wait a minute. Let me go into.
It is given in the some other thing side by side I am following in the English Bhasha.
Yeah, no, but
That is
we
given here is a modification only.
no, but what Ruchita ji is saying is right. That's it's not the vikara that we are talking about. It is the
The
resolve.
whole universe is the only a modification of the mind, for it is absorbed into the mind during sleep, and because it issues from the mind when waking, like the
Yeah.
sparks of the
So
fire. Yeah.
yeah. So I am trying to go word by word.
Yeah,
So
right.
manasya eva sushupte pralaya darshanat. It should be pralaya adarshanath. Because where is it? Here only. The entire creation is the modification of this antakarana. So that we took
Yeah.
vikaram eva. So that was the first part, but we are working on the second part, Gopalji.
Okay. Okay.
Manasya
Okay.
eva sushupte pralaya darshana. That is where we are formally. Because in sushupti, sushupti is 7-1. In sushupti, it merges back into mind alone. That's correct.
Merges.
The
Okay.
mind merges back into mind into what? Into this antahkaranam alone. In Sushupti, it merges back into mind alone. What merges back into mind alone? This entire creation merges back into mind alone, and therefore this entire creation is the modification of this mind. And in waking, jagaritaha api ततः एव विस्फुलिंगवत् विप्रतिष्ठानात्. In waking, also from that mind alone, this entire creation manifests back, just as these sparks emerge from the fire. So then the last two sentences.
Things don't resolve into mind and things don't come out of mind. Mind itself resolves into Brahman, no?
That is correct. But for now, mind itself resolves into Brahman. But when mind is asleep, everything resolves in mind, right? So, what is waking?
Mind is awake.
what is whose state is waking, deep sleep, and dream? Whose states will
Mind
our
is half
Anatma.
awake.
It is
Mind is
anatma.
half awake, right? Mind is half awake during dream and it's fully asleep or fully resolved in Sushupti.
So whose states? The avastha belongs to whom? The question is avastha belongs to whom?
Anatma, buddhi,
all,
body.
all Sukshma Sharira, right?
Mind.
Yeah.
Pinpoint, not the entire anatma. Even body is anatma. So
Yeah, like
we want to pinpoint.
Manasu, Buddhi, Chitta, I would think. All those three.
Yes.
So, manaha, the antakarana.
Manomaya, pranmaya, and vijnanmaya kosha. So mana, buddhi, and ahankar, right?
Yeah, that antakarana, this antakarana, which we call mind sometimes, right?
Okay,
So,
yeah.
So by mind, we sometimes we use words contextually. So when
Correct.
it is said man here, we have to understand it as antakaranam, as the mind. From that mind, so the states, the avastha belongs to the mind. So Rachita ji, your question was what?
It sounded like everything gets resolved into mind when we are in Sushupti, and then as we wake up, everything emerges back into the waking state from the mind. But thank you for clarifying here. Mind doesn't just mean mind, but antaka, the subtle body.
Antakaran. Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes. We should still stick to antakaran, because if you take subtle body, then subtle body includes what? All the indriyas, and which is right. Technically, it is right. But focus on antakaran, because the states belong to the mind, the antakaran. Because when the antakaran is fully awake, well, you can take sukshma sharira, but it is predominantly we can
Mana, buddhi,
understand
chitta.
it. Yes, because as we saw in Drugdrishya Viveka, it was explained in Drugdrishya Viveka that when the ahankara is half awake, that is dream state. When it is fully awake, it is the waking state, and when it is it's not awake, and it's zero state, that is sushupti. So that is how it was presented in Drugdrishya Viveka. And so these states are of this antakaran. So yeah.
Okay, we can move on.
So this sentence we did. So this sarvam hi antakaranam vikaram evam jagat. This entire jagat is the modification of this antakarana alone. As in sushupti, as in deep sleep, the mind merges back, everything merges back into mind, and in waking, everything is also put forth from this mind, just as the sparks emerge, everything emerges from the mind as though, just as the sparks emerge from the agni or from the fire. Then the last sentence, yasya cha padbhyam, of whose feet jata, of whose feet are born the Prithvi, is born the Prithvi, of whose feet this earth is born. Eshaha Devaha, this Devaha, this cosmic form, Vishnu Anantaha Prathama Shariri, Trailokya Deha Upadhihi, Sarvesham Bhutana Antaratma. This cosmic form, who is the Prathama Shariri, who is the first embodied one, with the Trailokya Deha Upadhi, with the Upadhi, with the body of the three lokas, Bhuvu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, of the heaven, the intermediate space, and the earth. This is the body of whom, this is the upadhi of whom, the first Prathama Shariri, of the first embodied, this cosmic form, Sarvesham Bhutanam Antaratma. This cosmic form is the indwelling self of Sarvesham, of every living being. Saha, he, this cosmic form is indeed Sarva Bhuteshu Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Vignata, Sarva Karanatma, is indeed uh, the is indeed present in all the living beings as the seer, as the hearer, as the thinker, as the knower. Why? Because it is the Atma, it is the content of all the Karana as well, of all the instruments as well, and therefore it is the very seer, it is the hearer, it is the thinker and knower of all the living beings. Okay, I guess we have to end it here.
It's almost like 11th chapter Vishwarupa Darshana only, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so that is why I'm saying that although it is, it is description of creation, we can essentially dwell on this. We can meditate upon this. This can be our upasana. So we can definitely revel in it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. I promise to speed up tomorrow, and let us see if I can complete tomorrow.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you skip introduction, first, second, third, don't cover any of those. Just go straight to that verse, then you'll
Yeah, I will. See, sometimes I have to go to introduction because I have to come on the track. Just like before I start, I have to connect in my mind. So sometimes I do that. Anyways, yeah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I'll also see if I can get the recording of the 10th mantra from Swamiji, and that will, that way we will have something solid, because we never had that. We just realized we never had the Bhashyam. So you all started straight away into Dhamma Sutra.
Yeah. 10th, we went through some few minutes, maybe around 10 minutes or so.
And
And
then it
then it was
started Bhashya Brahma Sutra.
yeah, then you told it's a Brahma Sutra.
Yeah.
And we stopped it here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very well.
See you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
and Madhuji, it was 8:30, right? Our time.
You and Madhuji are in different time zone, I think, aren't you?
Yeah,
No. He's,
You're in time zone, same time zone?
I think so.
Pacific Standard Time, Balaji.
Someone is there, right? In Eastern.
I am Rachita.
Yeah, Rachita. Okay, so we are in 8